Okay, so welcome to another Miracle Monday, where Mom and I have our conversations that we have together all the time, but we record them once a week to share them with whoever might listen in the hopes that it inspires them in some way. And sometimes we don't even know if it will, but we do it anyways because we love each other and we love having these conversations. So that's
So we
also
can
what it's
remind each other
That's
of what
right.
we know.
That's right. Because we both need reminding now.
Yeah, exactly.
So our little chit chat before we started, before I hit record was, and I don't know where we go with this. Let's just see where we go with it. But you were kind of mentioning how your energy, I'll say this week, but it's probably like something that happens, like regularly and that you're needing to accept. But that you're right, your energy is different on different days. So it's like Monday, you had, so tell me what your week's been like energetically and then like what that means. Again, so here's the thing. I got to say this. I just have to say this. I have to say for the listeners, my intention with having these conversations is that I'm super blessed that I get to hear like my mom's thought processes behind what you do, how you do it, how you navigate things. And I find it like I mean, I'm so lucky to get to have all of these conversations and hear how you do life because I think how you do life is pretty amazing. Um, and so it's like looking at what mom's experience has been this week and just how you think about it, I think is really helpful because people aren't necessarily going to have the same experience as you, hopefully not. But whatever it means in their life, right? So go, tell me about your week.
Well, one thing that I just wanted to say is as you were speaking, I think one of the big things is I don't take myself back to the bad days, right? So today I woke up feeling really great and and not for any reason, and yesterday, same thing. Like there's no reason, but a couple of days before, it wasn't that way.
Mhm.
Like probably starting last Thursday because the, the bandaging came off on my whatever, the my bandage that I have all the time came off, and I had to get somebody to come in special to put it back on. And, so that kind of started Wednesday. Okay, go ahead. You were going to ask me something.
Nope, go.
Well, and so, anyways, my point is if I want to look back, and I don't really want to, but so Wednesday I had a problem. Thursday I had to deal with the problem. Friday it kind of carried on because of because it's been going on for so long. So without going into details, medical details, it was like it was a very uncomfortable time. And you
Because
know,
literally your skin is so fragile because you've had bandaging on it for 2 years.
two
It
years
keeps going off
exactly.
on, off on, off on, off
Right.
on, right? So anybody can imagine the discomfort that that could create 2 years later.
Right. And so again, so it coming off on the Wednesday was really, that was an odd thing when and Wednesday night. So then like I say, then somebody came Thursday, even though they would normally come Friday and do the draining and things they do for me. Then they still had to come on the Thursday, which meant that then Friday when I had the bandaging redone, then it was over super sensitive. And anyways, like I say, I think one of the big things is I honestly can't be bothered to
Yeah.
talk about the
Yeah.
things that aren't working. And I don't I was going to say I don't do it deliberately, but I guess I do it deliberately, but it's my natural way of doing it. Like I can't be bothered. I just want to go blah blah blah. I don't feel like sharing all the things that, you know, have gone on and how I felt that wasn't great. And, so it's not that I feel good every moment. And Monday was, I was still like, I don't know why or whatever, but yeah, feeling down and didn't really have any energy on the Monday. And, Tuesday, more bandaging. But Wednesday, I felt great. And I even had to go for treatment. And I felt great. I don't know why. And this morning I woke up feeling really good too. And thinking of the oil, the inner sparkle, exactly, the oil that Uva made for us. And so he got me a bottle because I didn't have a bottle. And, so I'd rather share those things. And it's not because I just want to make it look as if life is great. It's because that's me. That's how I feel. It feels better, so I had that stuff. But today is really good. I'm found a new place to go for a walk in a new forest and, all those kinds of things. So I don't know from day to day, but I can't be bothered sincerely to go back on the ones that are bad. I
Yeah.
just don't see the point. So it's not that we don't have challenges, and it's not that they're just momentary. Maybe they last for days or weeks or whatever. It's not that. It's that we sincerely have a choice. And I don't want to have to share. That's why I haven't shared my challenges over the last 2 years with people. It's not because I'm trying to hide something, it's because I can't be bothered to have that be my conversation.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good to me, and I don't see any positive purpose in it. And, that's why I've kept to myself, except for family and a very few friends.
Yeah.
And when I say few, I mean few.
Yeah.
Like I could count them on one hand. Um, because I don't see the point. I had nothing to talk about except what I was going through. That was my life. It's been my life for 2 years. So I don't want to talk about it all the time. What's the point?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm kind of rambling and I don't know if I'm even answering anything that you,
Well, I don't think we had any real intention. It's like what I'm always thinking, I'm like watching and listening to you talk now and obviously always. And it's like just seeing and being reminded how you do what you do. So, like on the challenging days, what do? You kind of honor that.
yes. Yeah. I mean, I guess I probably retreat. If I have to be in front of people, well, then I'm just in front of people, but I don't moan and complain and think about it, right? My attention then is where I am, but it doesn't take away from it, and I would go back to it after. But
I want to learn a little bit about the go back to it. Like I understand because we can all be pretty good at like I'm gonna say putting a smile on, but that's not what
yeah,
you're doing, but you're not focusing, you're being present.
yeah,
But when you're not like again, when you're not feeling vibrant, when you're feeling tired or you're like tired of, I know you don't tend to think of it and I don't think this is thinking of it as a problem. I think it's thinking
yeah,
of like how do you do what you do? Because you
okay,
do it in a really beautiful way. And so, of course you have times like you did after like the bandage on, off, on, off, on, off. It's so uncomfortable, all of that, where you have a moment of like, I'm tired of this,
yeah.
right?
Well, so it never takes away the I'm tired of this if I think about it. So
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
what you made me think about is that and then I will probably go and listen to a meditation.
Yeah.
And I have only maybe two meditations that I listen to. I don't listen to a whole myriad of meditations. There's certain ones that I feel support me in feeling better and being able to see a future that doesn't include this,
Yeah.
right? And it's not like the planning and I just saw your reel. You were talking about the dreaming versus um
Goals.
goals, and so I don't even know if it's I am imagining. So this is what I think it's really close as well. So I'm imagining when this is not going to be there. But I'm not pushing myself to imagine. It's like I've been doing the work as we've gone along. So whether it was, with additional acupuncture and, you know, my medication and all of those things, but always in there was meditation that supported what I wanted. It wasn't just listening to something to be okay for the moment.
Yeah.
So one of the ones that I'm listening to, that it's one I've had for forever, and it's about a project. Well, before I couldn't listen to the project, like it wouldn't have been appropriate because I didn't see my healing as a project. But for me, this is how my brain thinks. I think, well, for me now to think that I can look at my healing as a project tells me it's ready to be done. So I
Yeah.
just make up stuff.
Yeah.
And so I don't believe that I would be listening to this and utilizing this if it wasn't there for me.
Yeah.
So I think I do things and I recognize when I change what I do, and I recognize that, or I take it as a symbol that something has changed. So I don't know, does that help with the strategy?
Yeah. I mean, it's like everything we say all the time. We don't want to sit in the feeling bad. It's not that we don't ever feel bad or, and sort of get down or whatever it might be,
Yeah.
stressed or like for me, it's stressed or that kind of thing. Those things happen because life is happening and some of the things that happen in life we don't love, right? But what we neither one of us do is sit in it longer than we have to. Like when we're dealing with something, we've got to deal with something, but the minute we're not, like, we crave and yearn for feeling different, so we're like looking at what can I do to change how I'm feeling because we don't want to sit in that discomfort any longer than needed, which is not long at all.
And it's not ignoring that
Yeah.
there's a problem.
Yeah.
I still have the same problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it is a mindset. Like, no matter how you look at it is a choice.
Yeah.
I'm not denying that I still have stuff that has to be resolved, but half of it's been resolved, which is very exciting. Now I just have
Yay.
to, get the other
Yeah.
half
Yeah.
resolved and um but not ignoring it. And if I wake up tomorrow and I'm feeling down, well, then I wake up tomorrow and I'm feeling down. And then I can decide what I want to do with it, which
Yeah.
probably would be to plug into one of
Yeah.
my two visualizations.
Yeah.
And, it's a choice of how you want to take action.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not
And because
denying
you're
anything.
I was thinking like so I was thinking of on Monday morning for me, I had my friend here and it was her last day and I really wanted to enjoy that. I also had a call with a Midlife Awakening member and I wanted to like have a great call. But I woke up in the morning and as soon as I went onto my phone, I saw that I had missed two calls that I just knew that they weren't good. Anyways, and so I'd already done my meditation and then I saw that and had that sinking feeling or whatever. And so what I did, which is completely different and random and not nearly as meaningful, but I have a theme song that I listen to that like fires me up. So I went upstairs to get ready for my day and I turned it on repeat and closed my door so nobody could hear me. And I sang and I got myself into like a I've got this kind of mode and shifted
Yeah.
my energy so that I could feel good and enjoy, the things that I needed to do. So like sometimes it doesn't have to be complicated. Well, it
No.
probably never needs to be really complicated. It's just like, whether it's going for a walk in nature, whether it's doing a meditation, whether it's turning on a song that jazzes you up, like it's changing your state, really.
Yes, it's changing your state. It's deciding you'd rather feel good. And you can have a problem and you can still have spaces of feeling good. You
Yes.
know? It's
Yeah.
it's not an either or.
Yeah.
and but you have to decide you're willing to let go and not complain to everybody about your problem and not sit and dwell on it inside your own head
Yeah.
or whatever it might be. It's like it just doesn't work for me. Let's just put it that way. It just
Yeah.
doesn't work for me.
And I think, like we've said, so I'm thinking before we wrap up, for the people that are listening to this that maybe get caught in what's happening and it takes away from the other moments of joy that they might be able to experience, like,
Yeah.
because we all have both good and bad happening at the same time, right?
Yes.
And so for them who are listening, I mean, it takes the desire to feel good and then doing and then doing something to change how you're feeling when you notice that you're not feeling the way you want to.
And believe that that's possible, which
Right.
again goes to limiting beliefs, or you may not just think it's a belief. To you, it's just a reality, but it's
Yeah, because
just a belief.
many people would say, well, yeah, that's great, but I can't because I have this going on. I can't because
Yes.
I have that going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I mean, when you say that, I feel like telling, like, but I can't even be bothered to share what I've experienced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I
I mean,
can't
you
be
have
bothered.
on
I
different,
can't be bothered to share it just so somebody else can feel, oh, well, then it's okay for me to feel that, or no wonder I feel like I don't know. I just can't relate to it. I'm sorry. I
yeah.
really can't relate to it. I don't think it supports me, and I don't think it supports other people,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
I just don't.
Well, that's why you're so special.
Okay, never mind.
Okay. Hopefully this has been helpful, to somebody listening in some way to kind of get in behind the inner workings of the amazing Lynn Robinson and how you think and do life. Because I think it's pretty awesome. And I think it's why you can shine and do things like Miracle Monday while navigating the challenges you're navigating.
And again, I do, you know, look forward to us working with more and more people. I
Yeah.
I can't help it
Yeah.
because I just, when you know it's possible, you just want everyone to be able to feel better,
Yeah.
in amongst life's challenges, because every one of us is going to have more than one challenge.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's like, I think the average person wants to control their life so that they can feel happy versus controlling ourselves. I don't like the word control when it comes to ourselves. I think it's control when it's outside, but I'm going to use it anyways. Versus it being the inside regardless of the outside. And the outside will get more beautiful. But there are things like what you're going through or things like what I'm going through that we don't have control over. There's
No.
things that people go through that they don't have control over, but I do think the majority of people think that they will be happy when X,
Yes.
Y, and Z happens. And the way we live our life is we want to be happy now in amongst X, Y, and Z.
Exactly. And
Really.
not looking at, well, of course I feel this way. Who wouldn't? Because this happened to me and that happened to me and whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they're reaching into the past.
Yeah.
Get out of the past.
Yeah.
Like sincerely, just get out of the past and live in the moment.
Yeah.
And what's the best you can be?
And if in the moment you feel like crap, live in the future where it's not going to happen.
Exactly. And don't talk to anyone, including yourself.
Oh, okay. I love you.
Okay, I love you too.
See you next week.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.